Hi, this is Dr. Hara, and I want to pick up with the paragraphs in a series. When you have phrases or paragraphs, you enumerate them differently than you do the elements in a series. With elements in a series, we have that within a sentence, and we designate the different elements by using A, B, and C. When you have paragraphs in a series, then you enumerate using the Arabic numerals, and the phrases are labeled this way, so that you start each phrase with a capital letter, and each one ends with a period, whether it's a complete phrase, incomplete phrase, or even if it's just one word. Now let's look and see what this is about here. So it wants us to have the semicolon, so let's fix that. So then now let's try the test. Use Arabic numerals, or what this is really saying is you use Arabic numerals. That could be a complete sentence, and then capitalize the first word of each phrase. That could be a complete sentence, so that meets the test. As I said, each paragraph is indented, and if any of the sentence runs over to the next line, then it's left flush. So it's not indented like so much of the word processing will do for you. You have to make sure that you go into you might even have to come into here and either turn off the indentation or change this to none in order to be able to get this to move over and take the tab out. Okay, with margins, I just want to reiterate that they are 1 inch all around. You can check that with your page layout. And for the title, we like to use the centered. When we have the body of the paper with the text, we do the left flush. When you're doing your table of contents, the whole page should be this justified so that everything comes out to the right and left margin. But when you move on, like after you put in a heading, then you want to make sure that you come back to the left flush. Table of contents. One problem I noticed is that when people were putting in the page numbers, they put in the range of pages that the item was covering. And with the table of contents, you only want to put the page that it starts on, like you want to put the page where the introduction starts. And the index is where you can have a range of pages, but not for the table of contents. With the appendix, several of you had difficulties with continuing on to the next page, even though I know it seemed awkward to break up the resume. Technically, when you carry on to the next page, you need to alert the rater that it's still part of the same appendix, and so that's why you need to do that. The other thing is that I want to remind you to run the spell check and the grammar check. You can take care of so many careless errors by doing this. So this is telling me it's the passive voice, but I'm not going to change that. Same thing, passive voice, not going to change that. It doesn't like my verb, but I'm not going to change it. Here it's telling me that I have an extra space, so I do want to change that. So let's fix that. Passive voice, but I'm not going to change that. One thing is that you should try to write in the active voice as much as possible, but I think that it's really difficult when you're trying to paraphrase people, so that you're not plagiarizing. And so sometimes you have to reword what they've said into the passive voice. The last thing that I want to say is that I've got some more YouTube videos on how to set up your paper in APA style and how to do the title page, and there will be more as I put them together, so stay tuned for those.